and then he cancels Christmas for everybody, allegedly. Right? But the market has been doing some things. It's been doing some things, very nice things. It finally gave us a nice little discount on this crazy momentum. We've been riding this momentum essentially since back down here, ever since we had this original setup like months ago. This was the original setup that we were all in for a while. We had the liquidity being built up, and we swept the lows, and we broke above the highs, and retested. We took off. We caught this move, and then when price came back down, we were able to capitalize on this again, rode it up, and then this was a super sniper, right? This is a super sniper. Price did its thing, gave us some more liquidity as well, right? Swept it barely, broke above. Another entry at 20K. We ate off this again, right? Oh, 20K was down here. We ate off this one, and then price flew. So it's been providing very, very, very nice structure. And the reason why I have these horizontal lines here is to let you guys see how price tends to respect these whole numbers, right? 18,500, 19,600, 20,000, things like that. So notice how price likes to respect that. And then with NAS, this drop, I'm not surprised. It was much needed and it was expected because price has been on such a bull run, again, ever since 20K, right? So this is not something that's new. This happens. It's part of the game, but it's also very exciting because it gives us another opportunity to capitalize on these moves. But as we see here with NAS, we did break structure to the downside on the daily chart, right? We had this movement here, right? We have this high, we have this low, another high, another low, another high, and then we break beneath both of these lows, right? So that's a mini downtrend for now, right? We have now shifted structure temporarily to the downside. And as you see here on the daily candle close, we did in fact even close beneath these lows, right? So that's a very significant thing to understand. Very significant. We closed beneath these lows that were broken. Well, actually, no, we didn't. On the daily, we barely closed above, but we did close beneath these lows here. All right, price came back for one final retest, sold off, also filling in this imbalance. And then once we go down to the 4-hour time frame as well, you see it more clear, right? And we do have a confirmation that price wants to possibly continue bullish right in here because we did have a low point here. We had a high point, and then we swept the lows, and we did break above very nicely the highs, right? We did break above these highs here. So as price does work its way down, we could potentially, look for another setup somewhere in here, fill in this imbalance, and then, continue this move up. We shall see. We'll see what they want to do. We're not 100% sure yet. This could be the start of a larger downtrend overall, but based off how the weekly candle closed, it looks very nice. I was kind of worried when I looked at the monthly chart because this thing was all the way beneath here, right? At one point, it was very deep below, and I was like, okay, something, it may be wanting to, really retrace, but I like how the weekly candle closed, right? I like how the weekly candle closed. What we did, essentially, we just swept some lows. We came down lower to sweep some lows because every single wick is liquidity, right? Every single one of these wicks is liquidity. So price needed to come and sweep these lows in order for us to continue. And we still closed above 20,000 or 21,250, right? These are the previous all-time highs. We broke above here with the full body candle, and we're still holding above how the wick closed. Very, very nice. As far as this imbalance goes, this is a whole daily imbalance. We actually closed right above it. So that's very good. And if you go ahead and mark this up, right, we are still technically bullish. So, I know we did get a scare tactic. We got some emotional damage right in there. If you were over leveraged in the market on buys, you most likely got clapped, or if it hit your stop loss, it is what it is, right? All we can do is live the trade another day and regroup. But I would still want to see, I know on the 4 hour, we closed above these highs. I believe we closed above these highs on the 4 hour, but not on the daily, right? Not on the daily. So the 4 hour could be enough. It could be enough, but I would also like to see it on the daily. The 4 hour is a good start. We're still respecting previous structure here, right? We have a low, a high, swept the lows, and then we did break above. So this can just be a simple retest, imbalance fill, order block mitigation to continue price higher. We'll see. But as far as right now, the best thing that you can do, going into next week, we can just go ahead and draw the Fibonacci from the low, because this low was powerful enough to break these highs. So that's why you want to use this protected low and then mark it up to the high. And if you want that discount, what do we always say? You want at least half off. Anytime you're buying anything, you're buying food, your groceries, cars, clothes, you want to get that discount. We need at least half off. So in order for us to take any buy positions, we need to meet the minimum pullback requirement of 50%. And then once it gets in there, go ahead and look for your setup. The one setup we always use never changes to take price higher. So that's what we're looking at going into next week with NASDAQ. And the same thing applies with all the other indices as well. I'll be diving deeper into that next week. But yeah, that's what I have for NASDAQ. You guys have any questions when it comes to the NAS or any of the charts? Any other charts you guys want to look at? Anything you guys are working on? Anything you guys need help with? Let me know. I'm going to dive deeper into that. Let me go ahead and save this video real quick.